Alright, what's going on? Out for another ride. I've recorded this ride before, but I just did not like how it came out. It was extremely shaky. This one still might be, but I'm hoping it's not as shaky. There, it might be shaky. Honestly, a lot of this coming up in the next, right now, is going to be shaky. But now it should be smooth as butter, man. But it's a Friday before Thanksgiving, and I am out enjoying a nice trail ride. Hey, people love the unicycle, especially old people on electric bikes. I mean, once you have an electric bike, you start thinking all about electric transportation. So, you start, even the people that just buy the pre built bicycles, they feel a little camaraderie with the people that have custom built things. Mine's not custom built. My electric bike was custom built. 1500 watts or something like that. I think, yeah, it was 1500 watts. And yeah, I mean, it's a nice community, and there's a big community of electric unicycles here. There's a lot of people walking on this trail, but in about like a mile, maybe 2 miles, it usually dies down. And I think this is about a 7 or 8 mile trail one way. So we'll have a good ride. Sometimes it's a little busy because there is obviously a mile or two on the other side that people like to walk from their other. It goes to another city or another town, whatever it would be. And yeah, I mean, just gonna enjoy the day. It's a little windy, not very bright out. I mean, sun sets in about 30 or 40 minutes. But this is as early as I could get out. I work till 3 p.m., get home at 3:30. I'm out at 4 o'clock. So I think I'm making good time. But it's gonna get dark. I'm hoping, I'll get back before it's too dark. I did not bring my high vis LED vest, so it is what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna be in any situation here where I'm gonna have the possibility of getting hit by a car, but I like to let people know I'm coming. I got my flashing headlight here. I got my. I mean, I don't have it on, but I have a. What is it? It's literally just a headlamp that I designed into the seat. Oh my God, sorry about that. Having that, this thing probably, at the end of this selfie stick, this thing feels like it weighs like 3 pounds. So having that all the way out to the side really messed me up for a second. But yeah, um, what have I been doing recently within the past few days? I mean, for the past years now, basically since I met my wife. Now, I mean, my now wife. When I met her as my girlfriend, and before that, I started learning Spanish. She speaks fluent Spanish, although she doesn't say she does, but she can hold a conversation with anybody that speaks Spanish, She just doesn't speak it, perfectly, and that's what she wants. But I've been trying to learn Spanish, and I've just never found the way to do it for me. Um, I tried audiobooks. I learned basics from that, and that did, help. It jump started it a little bit, but uh, I've tried textbooks, and they're just so dry. I never learned very well in a classroom setting, but I tried, and I just could not, like, I'd read the words, and they would not stick in my mind, I'd read them, and I would not even remember what I read. But I've been trying a new method. For me, it's literally just talking to people, texting. There's an app called Hello Talk that I've been using. It has a free version that has basically anything that you would need to talk. Because a lot of the apps now, you can download them for free. It says they're free, but then when you open it, it says there's a monthly or yearly subscription, and you can't get past that. So it really annoys me that it wastes my time, is what annoys me. I watch a review and I'm like, oh, cool. And I look it up, I see it's free. And then I get blindsided by a paid ad wall, basically. And this one, has some ads. I'm actually rarely getting them. It's nice. But, like, basically, you just, you say what language you learn or you speak, and you say what language you want to learn. And it's called language exchange. So you're talking to somebody that's trying to learn English, in my case, and they speak Spanish, even if it's not perfect. Like realistically, nobody wants to really learn the language perfectly. They want to fit in and have a conversation with normal people. Like, if I were to learn English perfectly, I'd have to be like some English scholar at Harvard or something. I don't need that. Like, I do feel that I speak well in English. Like, I don't know. And if I don't, I am embarrassed about it. If I say something wrong, I'm embarrassed about it for days. So, I do feel that I am able to correct their English, because that's a nice thing about the app. You can, like, they type something in English, and you can click on it or whatever, or tap on it, and you can correct what they said, so that way they know, and they do the same for you. But yeah, so I've been doing that. I wouldn't say made friends. I'm basically saying the most simple of things. I don't know. I can hold a normal, small conversation, like introduce myself, say small things, what I do for a living, but like I can't hold an everyday conversation without having to look up at least one or two words probably every minute, to be honest. But that's okay, because like over the years, I'd always go back and I would learn more words, or I'd go back and basically relearn what I had already learned. And I get annoyed when I see a word and I'm like, oh, like when I'm learning a word, I should say it, but it's in the future, like after I've already tried. And I'm like, I already know this. It feels like a waste of time. And now talking to people, some of that stuff is coming back. Like, I try to think of a word, and just this one word comes to mind, and I'm not 100% sure that that's the right word. So I look it up, and I'm right, or at least some variation of that word. So yeah, I thought that bicycle was gonna yell at me. The bicycle guy, they always do. But yeah, so I feel like there's stuff deep in my head that I'm just remembering as I'm using it. But if I try to remember it like if I speak, I feel like that uses a different part of your brain. You know, it's a faster form of communication, obviously, than writing it down. Because that's another thing is you can actually send audio messages, and a lot of people do that to practice. And some people have asked me to do it, and I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but I just am very self-conscious right now. Like it's funny because I had thought that I, I've been basically sending text messages. I've been sending text messages, but I've been sending them with speech to text. Excuse me. I've been sending them with speech to text, and I mean, I feel like that's good for me. I'm learning to speak the language, but I'm doing it very brokenly, and then I have to look up a word in a parking lot, and there's people watching me. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I actually feel like I'm learning Spanish right now. And I mean, another thing is there's people from Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, I think, like that I'm talking to. I can't remember. Um, Peru, which is good because that's where my wife's family is from. So I'd like to communicate with them more just because that's the dialect I guess, that I'd like to learn. But I mean, any Spanish is good Spanish to know because I mean, I've seen the videos where it's like you speak Spanish and then you can understand a good part of Portuguese and stuff like that. Like most languages have like common words in them where even if you don't know the word, you can get the gist of it. Like even English and Spanish, there are words that are interchangeable. Like Spanish has words that English has, but Spanish just has them slightly different, or you know, English has them slightly different. And yeah, so I feel like I've already like now that I'm using it, I'm messaging a bunch of people, you know, different phrases, different things, just normal conversation, introducing myself, telling them about myself, asking about them. I feel like I'm learning, and it's actually sticking in my head because I'm using it, even if it's just text. Like I feel like once it's in my head, I can just hopefully start speaking it a little bit better. And I mean, I could practice with my wife, and I mean, I practice a little bit, but it's just weird because like I don't have a problem practicing with a stranger, but my wife, who I've known for 7 years, I'm like, hey, I don't want you to see me fail at this, even though it's very understandable that I don't understand a language that I don't know. And I mean, I don't even need to learn the language really. Like, I mean, I feel like that's, I don't know. I feel good about learning the language. I think everyone should learn at least two languages, like learn two languages as in their normal language that they speak, and then a second language, a common one in your area that you plan on being. Excuse me, I have a very dry throat. But yes, because I believe that the world is far too large to only know one language. Like, there's too many people that you could meet or have an interest in, share a common interest, and you wouldn't know because you never spoke to them or there's a language barrier, so you never even introduced yourself, you know? I'm sorry about that. It's a very dry day. I don't know. Goodness. Goodness gracious. I am so sorry about that. I'm hoping the wind isn't too bad. I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing riding wise. The last time I rode and recorded, I did a slow video where I had my visor up the whole time. And I didn't, I have a, I don't know what it's called. I asked my wife to make it for me. It's a nice, basically like one of those gator things that goes around your head and then you pull over your face. I have that, but I just have it so it comes up to here, and it basically seals this from the cold. And it's like got Sherpa, but I forgot that, so it might be a little windy. But yeah, so the world is too big to only know one language. I want to know more music. I want to read more books, more audiobooks. I don't know if there's a big variety in Spanish. And if there's a variety in Spanish, I think I might prefer to listen to them in English, just because I'm gonna spend a bunch of time trying to understand a book when it's available in a language that I 100% know. If it's a TV show, I have no problem because there's a visual indicator of what's going on. So if I don't understand a word here or there, I can put context together in the scene. But you know, so anywho, yeah. So I mean, I'm not sure how fast I've honestly been going or how far I've gone. Every time I do this, I forget to reset my the meter that that tracks it, or I guess I forget to turn the Bluetooth on to my phone. Like I forget to connect it, and it doesn't track because of that. If I turn the app on now, it would it would basically say my trip is just starting right now, and I've probably gone like 8 or 9 miles, maybe more. I don't know, but yes. my wife's my wife's cousin is in town, and she is directly from Peru, but they moved to Canada. It's a big world, and they just overshot where we live by a little bit, but they're only like, I don't know, I think like 6 hours. Oh my god. Sorry if it's windy. I might not even be able to use this. That would be embarrassing. This is the second recording I've done of this trail, where if I don't use it, I guess I'll have a third recording, but I'm running out of material. But it's a nice, whoa. Sorry, fuck. I forgot. Putting this out on the side of me really does not do me anything but harm. At least, okay, I can do this, but sticking my arm to the side and doing that makes it makes it weigh a lot more having it so far out. Physics and all that shit. But yes, this is a nice, beautiful ride. I guess that's one thing that I missed about the last ride that I couldn't upload because it was so shaky. Oh my god, what? I was gonna say because of the last ride there was a deer, and it was in this exact spot. That's why I was. It wasn't even that one. That was a doe, I think. The last time I was here, there was a little buck. That was crazy. What are the chances? That's what brought it up because I was riding right past the spot where I was like, oh, there was a deer here last time when I was going this exact direction. That's funny. Oh, this is probably a cringy video, huh? But I don't care. As long as if the audio is okay, I'm uploading it. I like these. I don't know if I'll keep doing these. I mean, realistically, this kills my arm. Like the last time I recorded was like a week ago, and all like a day or two later, my arm was just sore. Like I did a workout, which maybe that should actually be embarrassing, but I don't care. Okay, the wind. I don't know. I don't know if it's windy. The trees aren't moving, but I feel like I'm getting pushed against a wall of wind. I'm currently 3D printing an armor set for my friend's EX30, another electric unicycle, and I'm printing that out of the same rubberized filament. And that thing, I mean, I did a good job because he said he's gonna obviously pay me for the material and everything like that. And it took me just in general a week of printing time. You know, a day here, a day there. This new one is going to be printing for 2 days, but I mean, I'm excited just to see what it looks like on his wheel. I'm hoping this isn't too shaky. It actually might be. Uh, I hope not. Now I'm paranoid. I see that the phone is shaking a little bit, and I'm trying to figure out what's different. But I'm going like 25, 30 miles an hour here, as opposed to the last time I did a slow ride. That might be the problem. I'll slow down. I have to, kind of. There's a guy in front of me. But yeah, I hate passing like the biker guys, the bikes that they're like road bikes, the the ones that you can go like 30 miles an hour and you're barely pedaling. I just hate passing them because they act like they own the place, or more like they seem annoyed that you're not, pedaling for your life like they are. Even though, like, by the time they're up to gear, they're not pedaling that much. Uh, One of these days, I might. I mean, maybe I'll look for like a cheap audio recorder that I can just clip on because I have another like wireless audio recorder, but that's a whole unit. It's a tiny unit, I guess, and then I'd have to wire a microphone through my stuff. I just don't want to be wired down. Like this is literally just a selfie stick and my phone, and then a wireless headset. But yeah, everything that I've got on right now that's like armor or riding from Timu. Everyone says they do not enjoy that. Oh, these are those same guys. The same guys. They love it. That's the same guys, the same exact spot. Like I was laughing and smiling at me. I don't know if he thinks I look dumb. I hope not. We could have been best friends if he didn't think I was dumb. Maybe I can pass this bicycle. Although I might just cut him off and be a dick. I hope that's not the case. It's the case. I'm gonna let him go. Yeah, that That's what I get. Whatever, he's going a good pace. My hand is getting tired. I'm surprised in these recordings I haven't seen my group ride friends from the city. From the city. I think I will end it. Maybe I might end it here. There's really not much. I might just head home. It's getting a little dark, right? So, you guys have a good night, good energy, and good times.